Hi everyone, hope you missed something from past. Let's expose more secrets, cruel, and strangeness of Wild West. We warmly welcome you to the Timeless Frames channel. Let's start. Cowboy displaying lasso skills in Oklahoma. This lively photo captures moment when energetic cowboy twirls his lasso above head, showcasing some fancy footwork while keeping pace one step ahead from charging horse beneath him. The look concentration face suggests how precise required for such work is. Cowboys working large cattle ranches needed to know how rope tied down animals safely keep them under control, so main tasks roping branding, tagging necessary vaccinations, etc. These duties formed integral part cowboy culture at time. Rodeo events celebrate roping among others even now across much America, especially Southwest region where tradition originated long ago, before spreading other parts country through movies, etc. Hence, its importance cannot underestimate even today. Is this skill common today? Guys, tell me, comment section. The iconic gunslinger, Bill Hickock. Wild Bill Hickock is shown in a typical pose, with his stern expression and characteristic clothing revealing him as one of the most famous gunfighters of the Wild West. He has a self-assured air about him that also denotes power. Hickock was an Old West legend who gained notoriety for both his shooting ability and his work as a lawman. Colorful incidents filled his life. Mystical status came with dying in Deadwood. Hickock's tale still affects how American media portrays gunmen. His legend lives on in movies, books, and tall tales, romanticizing frontier peace officers. Annie Oakley, the photogenic plebeian Mossy. A photograph shows Annie Oakley demonstrating her amazing aim by shooting at a target many yards away from her. Her confident posture combined with intense concentration makes evident that nothing but success is possible for this pioneer lady marksman. Oakley's skill at hitting things from afar made her famous throughout America during the time of the Wild West show, held by Buffalo Bill Cody, where she performed as one of his main attractions for years on end, making herself known far and wide, as well as becoming an inspiration figure among women's rights activists who were fighting for equality between men and women back then too. Annie Oakley still stands out today as someone who overcame obstacles through hard work. Annie Oakley was headlines at that time. Do you want more headlines of that eerie? Then don't skip this video. Navajo Native Americans crossing the Rio Grande. A group of Navajo Native Americans is seen crossing the Rio Grande, illustrating the challenges and determination involved in their migration. Their traditional attire and careful movements reflect their deep connection to the land. The Navajo, like many Native American tribes, had to navigate vast and challenging landscapes as they moved. Their journey across the Rio Grande was part of a broader pattern of displacement and adaptation. The Navajo people have successfully preserved their culture and heritage despite historical hardships. Their resilience continues to be a source of strength and inspiration. The spirit of Buffalo Bill's adventure. This frame, Buffalo Bill is shown sitting down with his feet up on a table and wearing what seems to be either cowboy hat or some other type of headgear associated with cowboys. This could mean that he has just arrived somewhere after a long journey through Wild West territories, where everything seemed possible even for someone like him who lived outside law, most part anyways. Buffalo Bill, born William Cody, was famous for his Wild West shows that dramatized frontier life and celebrated American pioneers. His performances brought the Wild West to audiences across the country. Buffalo Bill's influence persists in how the Wild West is portrayed in popular culture. His shows help shape the American frontier mythos that continues to fascinate and entertain. Queen of Bandits, Belle Starr. In this image, she is standing upright, looking directly towards camera, while holding both hands on hips, thus showing confidence. Her face expression also reflects determination, mixed with a little bit arrogance, perhaps could say pride too. Starr was known criminal element, involved various gangs during latter half 19th century Oklahoma territory, where she gained reputation not only because committing crimes against people property, but also due fact that many men fell love either before, after getting hurt badly by them. Her colorful life and dramatic escapades contributed to her legendary status. Belle Starr's legacy as the Queen of Bandits endures through literature and film. Her story continues to captivate audiences with its blend of crime and charisma. Haha, guys, she made honey traps to crimes. Iron White Man, Sioux Indian, and Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show. The Iron White Man is pictured performing with Buffalo Bill's Wild West Show, which combined Native American and Western entertainment. His costume and presence are unique to the exhibition. The Wild West Show featured many different types of performers, often placing Native Americans in a theatrical context. Among them was the Iron White Man, who represented the meeting of cultures. Through its representation of Native Americans, the Wild West Show shaped how people saw Indians across America. Modern efforts are focused on ensuring that media now provides more respectful and accurate portrayals. Do you think how interesting these shows, which also tells the cultural image? Saloon Interior with Horse in Utah. This photograph shows the inside of a saloon where there is a horse tied up. It represents that fact that Wild West establishments were often unusual and unpredictable places. The horse being there also reflects something about what life was like on the frontier practically. Saloon interiors could be loud and busy, with horses being brought inside by patrons quite frequently. This picture captures both socializing and practicality within these spaces of the Old West. Saloons established a basis for urbanization, leading to more sophisticated businesses in cities later on. Horses in saloons have since become an iconic symbol associated with nostalgia for this era. Olive Oatman, kidnapped by Native Americans. Olive Oatman appears here after having been taken captive by Indians. Her expression speaks volumes about the suffering she has gone through during this time period in her life, as well as what she went through physically while under their control. Notice clothing which looks very different from anything else around, plus strange mark on chin area which may indicate some type tattooing done either during or prior to captivity itself. Her look alone would suffice, but everything together highlights just how much impact such captivity had upon individuals like herself. Oatman's story has become a poignant chapter in the history of settler Native American relations. It serves as a reminder of the complexities and personal narratives within these historical encounters. I think Americans were wondered to see this diverse Asian culture. What do you think, guys? Pesaro, Native American leader. Pictured here is Pesaro, dressed traditionally, thus showing his authority figureship within communities where he belonged at various times throughout life. Dignified bearing attests respect accorded him by others who recognized leadership qualities possessed by individual holding such position as. The legacy of leaders like Pesaro underscores the crucial role of Native American leadership in navigating the challenges of expansion. Their stories continue to be celebrated for their contributions to their tribes in the broader history of the American West. The Hatfield Family picture. The members of the Hatfield family are shown gathered for a formal portrait that represents the storied legacy and complexity of their feud with the McCoys. Their expressions and clothing betray awareness of history shaped by involvement in conflict. This is a picture of one side in what became known as the infamous Hatfields McCoys. It shows them as people who were involved with each other's lives enough to fight over them. The Hatfields and McCoys symbolize Appalachian strife and domestic turbulence, still frequently evoked in American folklore and popular culture. PUD Indians in Utah, 1872. A calm atmosphere surrounds these PUD Indians from Utah, depicted during 1872 when they still lived according to ancient traditions, wearing clothes that characterized this tribe best. The photo underlines their connection to Earth as well as way of life at that time, which was changing rapidly. When settlers began coming into the region, it displaced people like the Paiutes, who had been living there for centuries. Settler expansion westward brought about conflict between traditional practices, lifestyles threatened by settlers' ways. Many tribes, including but not limited to the Powhatan, continue being resilient today. Thus, efforts towards preserving cultural heritage alongside historical accounts remain crucial. Farming family in Nebraska with Windmill. This image captures a Nebraska farming family next to an iconic windmill, representing hard work during late 19th century agricultural revolution, driven by technological innovation all across America. Windmills were a major game changer for farming in the Great Plains because they provided an affordable way to pump water where it was needed. This invention played its part in transforming Nebraska into America's breadbasket. Agricultural technology may change, but windmills symbolize early settlers' resourcefulness and resolve. These are visible reminders of what used to be done by hand on farms across rural landscapes, also preserved within accounts relating to history. Do you guys amazed how the world revolutionized and modernized today? How a man got these achievements? Do you think these histories were a major part in revolutionizing? Fearsome gang of young outlaws. This picture shows the young outlaws glare straight ahead, defiantly showing off their wild spirits while posing as if ready for a fight which might break out any moment now. Their faces and clothes say they are spoiling confrontation. Youngsters often banded together during Wild West days, calling themselves gangs, committing various illegal activities such as robbing banks or stagecoaches. This made them more dangerous than adults due to audacity, energy levels higher up among members combined with lack of experience among authorities. The image adds another layer to the story of crime and rebellion in the Old West. These tales are dramatic elements frequently told through history books or movies about those times when lawlessness prevailed over orderliness, thus portraying them as cautionary as well. Dr. S.C., orthopedic surgeon's pioneering technique. Dr. S.C. performing his groundbreaking surgery shows us how innovative he can get even with operating on someone else's bones. The picture draws attention towards early medical advancements. In orthopedics, doctors usually solve problems that seemed impossible before, but Dr. S.C.'s techniques went beyond what was initially thought possible, having addressed issues considered difficult control until then, which marked major milestones in this area of specialization. He paved way for current surgical practices with his work. Orthopedic medicine owes much to this great man, whose name will forever be associated with pioneering contributions towards it, where many still benefit from such efforts thus far made by him, since they continue influencing surgical approaches together with medical teachings even today. Do you think that Wild West era orthopedics are more able than today's? Yes or no? Give your opinion. Prostitution license at Arizona brothel. The picture shows a prostitution license with an interior of an Arizona brothel behind it. This is meant to illustrate the regulated, yet infamous nature of some establishments on the frontier. Brothels were common in Western towns, and their licensing was an attempt at regulation. These businesses played a multifaceted role within the social and economic fabric of the Old West. There have been significant changes in how these establishments are regulated and viewed by society over time. Historical accounts about them shed light on social dynamics during this era. Hired gunman, James Miller. James Miller's image features him looking tough and dangerous as befits his reputation as one who kills for money, but also hints at where he falls within contract killer's dangerous world through both presence and attire. James Miller was known to have carried out many high-profile murders while working as a hired assassin. His actions contributed greatly towards making lawlessness rampant during those days in frontier history, where violence thrived. Miller serves as grim reminder about what extreme levels violence could reach at frontiers while still remaining relevant when discussing such topics like law enforcement during turbulent times in America's past. Texas Rangers in a photographic studio. Texas Rangers are photographed inside a studio, wearing uniforms that have come to represent their organization and displaying badges that identify them as such. The photograph highlights the professionalism and power associated with this famous law enforcement group. The Texas Rangers were formed in order to enforce laws throughout Texas, but they quickly became an icon of frontier justice. This portrait was taken at a time when maintaining peace was important. The influence left behind by the Texas Rangers still affects how people depict police officers in Texas today. Not only does it celebrate their colorful history through many different mediums, but also stands for an idea about what should be done on wild frontiers. Don't forget to like, share this video so that your friends may strengthen their historical perspectives. Thank you for watching and giving us your precious time. See you in the next video. Goodbye.